so glad you took a chance on me. I'm not saying that I'm not the perfect man.
What is up, guys? Welcome back. Another episode here of Bass and Furious TV, guys. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. If you haven't hit that like button, be sure to hit the like button. Tell your friends about it. But I appreciate you guys. I thank you guys and guys and ladies for tuning in. Today's video, as the title says, I am going to be talking about what just happened to me. One of the greatest things for me in my fishing career that has happened ever. Okay, ever. So it's pretty phenomenal. I'm super thankful, extremely thankful to God, extremely thankful to my family. I have a super supportive family that allows me the opportunity to get out there and fish, and comes and cheers me on when I'm fishing, and sends me stuff to help me when I'm fishing and all that. So I want to say thank you to my awesome family, man. My wife has been amazing. My kids are amazing. They always cheer dad on when I'm going for these tournaments. I love that. And my family, my mom, my dad, my sister, brother, everybody, they all cheer me on, man. They want me to succeed, and I really appreciate them for that. It does take a lot to do this. It takes some help sometimes getting to the events takes some help, that kind of thing. So it's really awesome to have a supportive family for that. But guys, I won the BFL. Yes, I won.
Coangler leader right now is Tyrone Adams Jr. with 11-4.
I won the BFL on Kerr Lake, guys, as a co-angler. So out of the back of the boat, put the pieces together and won the event, guys. Took first place. My weighting weight was 11 pounds 4 ounces. I was in the lead for big fish. I was tied for big fish as well in that tournament, and then a guy, one of the last few guys to weigh in, ended up bumping me out of big fish. But I was really close to having big fish and winning the tournament.
Tyrone Adams Jr. coming up next out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. Coangler has a 5 bass limit today for us in his bag. His weight, 11 pounds 4 ounces. You got that lead right now, though, Tyrone. Good job today. Yeah. All right, he's going to try one for big bass. Current big bass right now, 3 pounds 9 ounces for that Strike King Coangler. You tied it, 3 pounds 9 ounces. Hold that up. We'll get a picture for you.
But hey, I won the tournament, so that's what it's all about, man. That's pretty awesome. So I had a great time. And you guys know I've been doing videos about Coangler tips, Coangler, how to do this, how you should do that for Coangler, how you should do this for Coangler. I've had a podcast with Coanglers talking about the Co-Dangler podcast. That's my podcast I have going on. We ain't got but one episode, but still, it is a podcast. So I've been talking about Coangler tips, what I should do, how to change my tackle, how to change your mindset, what you're fishing for versus what the boater is fishing for. Guys, I've been doing these series. I've been talking about these tips. First tournament out the gate, end up winning the tournament. So I could not ask for more. I couldn't be more thankful for that to happen, guys. But as you guys know, I've done a lot of videos on it. Some of my videos like 39 minutes on this stuff. Like, it takes a lot. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of preparation that goes into it. I was very fortunate that day. I got to catch them a way that I like to catch them. And I had a good time on the water. It was a really good time on the water. So I'm thankful also to my boater guys for that day. My boater, he ended up taking 6th place in the tournament himself. Got himself a nice fat check as well. So it was pretty awesome, a pretty great day on the water, and I had a really good time. So I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about it, kind of walk you through what happened there on the day, kind of how things went. So I'll keep it short and sweet, but as you guys can see, I'm decked out in Omega apparel because what put my fish in the boat was an Omega custom tackle bait. Go figure, right? You got to throw it. I can't just sit there and yap you guys to death about all the stuff I'm doing and then get on the water and tell you guys I wanted on something completely different. So no, that Omega custom tackle bait put the fish in the boat on game day, guys. So that's pretty awesome that happened, and I'm super excited about that. So basically, again, I ended up taking first place, 11 pounds 4 ounces, with a very, very nice payday. And the best part is, guys, that's the first tournament I've ever won in my life. That's the first bass fishing tournament I've ever won in my life, and it's the biggest payday. Probably bigger than paydays combined for most of the tournaments would have been if I had won some of these. So it's my first tournament win ever, and it came in a co-angler event, fishing the Big 5 BFL Bass Fishing League on Kerr Lake. So in a state I've only gone to and fished in one time before this. I went to Kerr Lake last year for the BFL. I caught one fish that weighed 1 pound 14 ounces. Finished in like 60th place and got good points, and it helped me qualify for the regional last year. So the first time I ever went to Kerr Lake ever in my life was last year. I went one time, didn't practice, just showed up the day of and fished. I'm sorry, showed up the night before and went fishing. The next time I came to Kerr Lake was 2 weeks ago for the BFL, and I won. So literally 2 trips to Kerr Lake, I'm 1 out of 2. One I won, one I caught 1 fish. So I will say last time I went to Kerr Lake, I caught 1 keeper fish. I caught 15 fish, but I caught 1 keeper fish. It was a heck of a day of fishing. It was great. If it was a 12-inch limit, I'd have had 3 limits, but it wasn't a 12-inch limit. It was a 14-inch limit, so I only caught 1 14-inch fish. And that's the reason why my numbers look the way they looked last year. I had 1 fish. This year, 14 inches was not a problem this year. This year, they were chewing, and was able to put them in the boat. So I'll kind of walk you through the day. Morning started. We made a little bit of a run, not too far. Stayed right in Nutbush where the takeoff is. So takeoff is in Nutbush. We stayed right in Nutbush. Ended up pulling up on a spot. Within the first 5 minutes, I had a fish. And it was a good fish, like a 2 1/4, 2 1/2. Like, it was a really good fish right off the bat. First, probably 3rd, 4th, 5th cast, something like that, right in there. Reeling my little bait, and I'll talk to you guys about the bait here in just a sec. But reeling my little bait, bow, got hit. I'm like, got right. So guys, I'm feeling great, right? Like great start. And I'm like, so in my mind, I'm like, because I'm a co-angler, I'm trying to get a fish, right? I need points. I need points to qualify for the regional. The goal this year is to get to Lake Murray. That was my goal when I went in here. I want to get to Lake Murray, to the regional, and see what I can do. I like lake fishing. You guys should know that by now. Every check I've cast has been on a lake. Smith Mountain Lake has been my thing. And then I go to Kerr Lake, and I end up winning the tournament. So lake fishing is something I like doing. I like fishing lakes. Like, I don't know what it is, but I do like fishing lakes. You would think I love fishing a river because I fish the river every week, but I like fishing lakes. So first 5 minutes, boom, I got a fish on, right? All right. My boater, he's throwing around his bait, I'm throwing around mine. The next 5 minutes after that, I switch sides on which side I'm casting on. Boom, I got another fish on. End up getting him coming towards me, but he ends up getting off, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. That would have been fish number 2, and I'd have been feeling great. I'd have been almost in check range, right? You really just got to get to 8 pounds. And the 2 fish I had, they were pretty decent. I'm like, if I can get 2 that quickly, I felt like I can get 3 and 4. I'm always of that mindset. If I can get 2, I can get 3. If I can get 3, I can get 4. If I can get 4, you best believe I'm getting 5 before I get off that water. So I missed that. I got that one, but he ended up getting off. So I switched my other side. I ended up casting back on the other side that I first got the other fish on. Boom, got another one. I'm like, are you kidding me? What is going on right now? We're like 15 minutes in, and I've had 3 bites. 2 are in the boat. So I'm like, okay. My boater, he still has nothing at this point, right? He's got nothing. But then, bow, he ends up getting 1. I'm like, okay, so we've got 3 fish, guys. We're less than like a half hour in, and we got 3 fish. So I go on the other side. I end up catching another one. This is a good one. This one, I get them on the same bait. And while I'm here, because you guys, I got you guys' attention now, hopefully. This is what I was using, guys. Hopefully you can see this. Oh, let me do the patented deal here. This is what I was using, guys. This is the exact lure, exact bait, everything I was using. So this is a Mega Custom Tackle Genesis spinner bait. It's in a chartreuse shad pattern, but I did not realize this, and it hit me afterwards. I actually made a couple of modifications to the bait before I got the bait on the water, and it didn't even hit me, but it was like, it worked out great. So as you guys can see, this big gold blade was a key factor, but you also notice that I have a chartreuse blade. It came with the silver Colorado. I switched the silver Colorado to a chartreuse Colorado before the tournament. The skirt is chartreuse shad, but I ripped out the top part, the black shad part. I ripped that out because I just wanted chartreuse and white. So chartreuse and white, and then I'm throwing on it is a I got that here too. It's an X-Zone Lures Swammer. Okay, now truth be told, I've never caught a fish on a swammer in my life. First fish I ever caught on a swammer was the first fish I caught in the BFL, was throwing that swammer. So I put it on there to give it a try. That white profile matches, that tail. I know I fished the bait before, I just never caught a fish on it. It gives off some serious vibration in the water with all these ribs in this swammer, and that tail kick is like, compared to a Kitech, the kick on this sucker is like, is more of like a, in my brain, it's more of like an aggressive kind of kick. The Kitech is like a kind of just flapping around really kind of subtly. It's kind of subtly in my opinion. This one is fishes more like it's like trying to run through you kind of deal. So I put the swammer on there. I knew the water was going to be really dirty. The water was really dirty where we were at. So gold blade, chartreuse blade, white and chartreuse skirt. This sucker right here, guys. First fish, second fish. Guys, it just kept going on a spinnerbait. So you can imagine, I'm fishing on a place as a co-angler. And I told you guys the co-angler mindset, downsize. You're just trying to get 5 keepers, like that whole thing. And you can imagine when I pull up on this thing, and the first bait I pick up is a spinnerbait. And the first thing they hit is a spinnerbait. It's cloudy, dirty water. They're feeling that vibration, and they're coming to annihilate this thing. My boater, he's throwing a chatterbait. He's catching fish on a chatterbait. I'm catching fish on a spinnerbait. You can imagine, as a co-angler, that is a dream, right? Like, most of the time you're thinking throwing a Ned rig, drop shot, wacky rig, something like that. And I'm out there catching them on a half-ounce spinnerbait with a daggone, what is that, a 5-inch, 4-inch blade, like 4.5-inch willow. Come on, man. So, anyways, so fish number 3, right? I got my boater's got 2 now. I've got 2 now. Fish number 3. I'm reeling my bait back. I got the spinnerbaits coming back towards me. Probably less than 5 feet away from the boat, the fish smacks my spinnerbait, right? Smacks it, just like, bow, hits it, takes off going to the right. I yank on him. I get him coming, but he's digging. He's not coming up like the other 2 were. They were good fish, but they didn't like turn me around. This sucker, he is going. So I'm trying to get him to come back to me, trying to put him back in the boat. My boater comes back there. He's ready with the net. I get the fish coming up towards me. The boater slides the net underneath the fish. The spinnerbait comes flying out the fish's mouth. The fish drops in. The boater has the net right there underneath the thing, and the fish is in the boat. Now, this is my big fish. This is fish number 3, ends up being my big fish. It's like a 3.9 or something like that, but a really good fish for a co-angler in these derbies, right? So right there, I've got 3, 5, 7, probably 8 pounds right now with these 3 fish. And I'm like, I'm in check range right now, flat out. With these 3 fish, I'm in check range. Unless everybody else is having a miraculous day like I am, I'm in check range. And we're like 30, 45 minutes into the tournament. I've got 3 good ones. My boater's got 2. And feeling pretty darn good at that point, right? So, again, thankful to my boater. dude was clutch. If he doesn't have that net under there and that spinnerbait comes flying out and 3-pounder swims away, guys, I go from winning the tournament to being like 15th, okay? 1 fish, split second, very fortunate, thankful that fish got in the boat, guys. So the day keeps going. I get fish number 3. My boater gets fish number 3. The bite slows down on my spinnerbait, right? So I pick up a wacky rig, right? Again, you got to be versatile. You got to adapt. If they're not hitting the spinnerbait anymore, I can't say I'm gonna throw it all day and just hope. No, I had to switch up because I trying to fill out the limit at this point, because I'm like, if I can put a decent bag together, I got a chance to get in the top 10. So I switch up to a wacky rig, start skipping around a little Cinco in the same places I was throwing the spinnerbait, but now I'm just skipping it around a little Cinco. Boom, end up getting number 4. I get number 4 on the Cinco. My boater gets number 4. Okay. That's where it stalls, all right? So we get to 4 and 4, it stalls, all right? My boater catches number 5. My boater catches number 6, 7, 8. He's culling. 9, 10. He's still culling. I catch 1 baby, like a 12-incher. I'm like, oh, come on. My boater catches 13, 14, 15. I catch another baby. I'm like, I just need to get number 5. But the thing is, it's not even 11 o'clock yet, right? It's not even halfway through the day. So I'm like, I'm not nervous. I'm not worried, but I do want to get fish. And 100% transparent, I did switch up and start throwing the bull shad. So, hey, you can say what you want. Okay, I did start throwing the bull shad. Because I was like, I'm going for a home run now. I got 4 fish. I'm trying to hit it out the park. It didn't pan out. That's okay. But I switched back. I adapted back. I switched back to my spinnerbait. Started throwing it around again. And, wow, I ended up getting number 5. My boater, again, by this time, he's caught like 14, 15 fish. I just got number 5 keeper. But I got number 5 keeper. And I'm feeling good. I probably would say I was about 10 pounds. I thought I had like 11, 12 pounds. But I think I was probably at about 10, 6, 10, 7, something like that for my weight. And the day just kept going. My boater just kept whacking them on a chatterbait. He was lighting them up on a chatterbait. It was insane. He just destroying them. At one instance, my boater ends up I'll have to say that for another day, guys. I'll make another video tell you about the actual the day. The day was pretty incredible. There was a lot of things that went on during the day, but hopefully you guys stay tuned and check out the video for the next one. But basically, he's like a legend in my book right now, based on some of the stuff that he pulled off on this day. He had one sequence of events that was like absolutely insane. I'd love to share that with you guys, but I'm actually gonna get him on here. Hopefully he can talk to us about it and he'll explain, and we'll do a good video together, me and him. But so it worked out good. I ended up getting number 5. Later in the day, I still was catching a few here and there on the spinnerbait, but I wasn't getting what I was looking for on the spinnerbait. But I ended up getting number 5. He was about 14 inches, a little bit like a line burner. He was close, but he was well within range, but he was just too close for me. So I ended up a little bit later in the day, I switched up, started throwing a vibrating jig myself, and bow, I ended up getting a good one, like 14 and some change. So he was more than a line burner, closer to 15 than 14. And that ended up calling me up. That ended up getting me to my 11.4 weight, which I brought to the scales was 11.4. And the weird thing was when I came back to the ramp, basically that was it. We wrapped up the day. We got back to the ramp probably about 11-12 minutes early. We were like flight number 4. They had flight number 5 and 6 left, I think, after we came back. I weighed in, and people kept asking me. They were like, dude, how'd you do? I was like, I got 5. And then my boater would be like, oh, good job, that's good, man, good stuff. And my boater would be like, he's also leading the tournament, guys. He's got like 11.4. And then people would be like, what? Yeah, it's because guys, that's just not me, man. I don't walk around. If you guys follow my channel at all, you know that I'm very confident in what I do and based on the work that I put in. But I'm not one of these people that's just like, yo, I'm about to come out here and crush y'all. I'm about to be, that's like, I'm not one of these dudes. Like, I'm thankful to be there, and I'm gonna keep working no matter what. Like, regardless of the outcome of the result, it could have been a top 5, top 10. It could have been a 177 place. It didn't matter. It was like 106 boats this day, so it wouldn't have been 177. It'd been 106. But no matter what, I'm still gonna keep working. I'm still gonna try to find ways to improve. And I'm one of those people that it's not done until it's done. So for me to say I'm leading the tournament right now, and then somebody else come in with 12.5, and I got to turn around and tell you that I'm in second place, I just skip that part. I just tell you that I got 5, and then we just go see where it lays out at. So I was very thankful for what I had. When I saw I was leading, I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So I'll show you guys some pictures here of me weighing in my fish on the stage. The guy's like, wait a minute, he's leading. He's got 11.4. All right. Oh, he's got one he wants to weigh for big fish. All right, you're tied for big fish. Like, I'll show you guys that clip here. It's pretty cool. All right, so so anyways, we get through that. So basically, I'm standing in the parking lot. I'm not going anywhere because I am in the first place, and I know there wasn't but like 15-20 boats left of people. So I'm like, I'm gonna go get my stuff. I'm gonna pack up everything I can in the car, and then I'm gonna stand. I'm kind of chill and see what happens. So I'm waiting. Every person that walks past, I'm looking in their bag like I'm Superman, like I got some kind of X-ray. I'm trying to look in their bag and determine their weight of their fish. I'm sitting there. I've never been in that position before in my life to be leading the tournament with people coming in after me and be like, I don't know. So it was pretty intense. There was a couple of guys there. In particular, my man Laz was there. John was there. Brandon. I did see Jack Dice there. There's a couple people that I saw that were coming, weighing in after me right around the same time I was. A couple guys coming up to me saying congratulations, this, that, and the third. Like, I think you got this, man. I think you got this, which was awesome, guys. Like, it meant the world to me. And I reached out to everyone who was standing there, and I was like, it meant the world to have you standing there, because I was very nervous to be in that position, because again, I've never won a tournament before. The closest I've done is probably second or third place. And even when I did that, I wasn't even close to winning. I knew I was going to be in second or third place or fourth place. I knew that. Like, there was no way I was going to win because I was, like, so far back. So to be in that position was phenomenal. From what I hear, there were some really good anglers in this tournament, so that's awesome. Again, I'm in a state that I've only fished in twice in my entire life, so not thinking that that results are going to be what they are, but I'm very thankful for that. And I was very excited. So it was a really good time. And then finally, the guy at the end of the day, he says, scales are, if you got your he did the last call, like you're at the bar, right? He did the last call. If you got your bag, you got your fish, bring them to the stage. And it's like, all right. I'm like, oh, come on, please bring it back. And then I saw 2 guys coming up looked like everybody was done. 2 guys came up, and I looked in there. One guy had looked like a sack, right? And the next guy had 1 fish. And I was like, please let the guy with the sack be the boater and the other guy be a cold. Please, like, right. So they weigh in, dude. The fish is like 2 pounds or something like that. And he's like, scales are closed. And at that moment, I was like, guys, I just kind of sat there. You guys know I'm always transparent in my videos, and I don't think anybody saw this, what I did. I immediately, thank God, I immediately just, guys, I got overwhelmed, guys. Like, legit, I got overwhelmed. I was crying. I turned around. I didn't want everybody to see me. Because you never understand anyone's journey. You never understand anyone's journey. You never understand what they've gone through, what they've done, their highs, their lows. You never understand that, guys. You guys have seen me on my channel. You've been on my channel. You've been on my channel. You've seen me in my boat talking to the naval police on the side because I couldn't get my boat out of the area, right? You guys have seen me come in and take 3rd place and 4th place. You guys have seen me fish with my kids and have wonderful days, but we don't get close to winning. But that winning in that instance doesn't matter. I had the memories and times out there with my kids you never can replace that. A win is never gonna top that. Like, I don't care. That's memories that I have forever. Like, that's mine. But the other side, you guys don't even see all of it. Like the things, guys, the things that go through when you try to chase something, right? When you try to accomplish a goal. Before bass fishing, I was a musician. I am currently a musician. I did really good at music, right? That's something I did really good at. Something I do really good at right now. I've produced music. I've been on the radio. I've done music here and there. I've got music videos, the whole nine, guys. I've done really well in my music, in a sense. And fishing is something new that I took up when I turned like 34, 35. It's something new that I took up that I kind of started to really want to kind of push for. But reality, I've only been fishing here, I think 5 years, maybe 5.5 years right now, which apparently I'm turning into like a veteran, but it's okay. It's still something fairly new in a sense. And last year was actually the first year where I actually tried to compete in tournaments and try to go from here to here. That was the first year I actually like followed a trail and tried to fish all the events and actually try to go from here to here. I did it before with a local club, but not like trying to get to a big deal from here. Last year was the first year I tried, and I qualified for the regional and got to the regional and did really well. Top 50 at the regional out of 200 and some odd boats. Come on, man, that's really well. And then to go the very next year, the very first event where I'm trying to do it again, and I end up winning the event. Guys, there's a lot that went into that. So yes, when I did win the tournament, I did become I did become emotional. I was extremely thankful to God. Extremely thankful. I was extremely thankful to God. I was texting my mom, I was texting my wife. I was like, hey, I texted my wife. I was like, I'm in 1st place and they're almost done. You know what I mean? Something like that. And then the next text to her was, I won. You know, I wanted to put a question mark after it, right? Like, I was like, I won. And I'm like, man. And she was super excited. My mom was super excited. My sister was super excited. Like, my whole family, guys, they were super excited. And the one thing I did forget, in the morning of the tournament, I got a message from my wife as I was sitting in the car. I was listening to my worship music, just trying to get my mind right and focused for the day, just to be ready to work hard and do what I need to do, regardless of the outcome. That's just always how I feel. If I win this tournament, God is still good. If I lose this tournament, God is still good. No, it don't matter, right? Like, he's still good. And once you understand that and kind of put that in your forefront, everything else is just easy. You just kind of just flow, because no matter the outcome, you're still here, you're still good, you still have an opportunity to do great things. So it's kind of like, just kind of put it where it's at. But my wife had texted me that morning, and she said, the only thing she said was 2 words. She said, be great. That's it. But man, just a little positive message, something to encourage for that day. And it turned out to be a wonderful day. And I did end up winning. A lot of guys said congratulations, so thank you. If you're watching this video and you see it, you did tell me to reach out and say thank you, and congratulations. I want to thank you for that, for your kind words. I really appreciate that. I'm super excited to win this first event. So with that win, guys, I have already qualified for Lake Murray. So my goal for this whole year that I was trying to hit, I accomplished in the first event. I qualified for Lake Murray already. All you have to do is pay for 2 tournaments and win 1. I've already paid for all 5 and I already won 1. So even if I don't show up for the rest, I've already paid for them, so I'm already in Lake Murray. Like, that's a done deal. I've already qualified for the regional. I gotta start booking my travel plans for the regional in Lake Murray in October, which I'm very excited to go to, guys. So Lake Murray Regional, I've already punched my ticket. I'm good to go and have a chance to win that boat. I'm already in there. Like, that's done. So guys, first goal done. But now we have new goals, because I'm gonna stay adapting, just like I do in the water. I'm adapting in the regular life, right? So now I'm sitting at #1 as Angler of the Year. #1, I'm Angler of the Year right now. First tournament in. All I have to do is have a consistent season of catching fish, and I have a chance to win Angler of the Year, which is another check, right? Angler of the Year check, another trophy. Guys, come on. I'm starting at number 1. It's like if I started at number 10, I still have a chance. If I start at number 20, I still have a chance. Just have to have a couple really good events. So coming up next is Smith Mountain Lake. I'm very excited about that. I am familiar with Smith Mountain Lake, but we'll see. Based on my track record, I have to only have gone there once and then go a second time, and that's when I do good. I've gone to Smith Mountain Lake like 4 times now, so I don't know if that's going to mess me up, but I do like Smith Mountain Lake. I really like fishing there. I do go there and I fish at least like 24 hours straight almost every year when I fish that big bass tour, just like 8. I go down there and I put in a nice little bit of work and grind. So we'll see. I'm fishing the big bass tour too. Same weekend I'm fishing the big bass tour myself out of my boat on one day. The next day I'm fishing the BFL out of someone else's boat as a Coangler, and the next day I'm fishing the big bass tour out of my boat again. So it's going to be interesting. I'm excited for it. We're looking forward to it. As always, just going to keep praying, keep God first, and keep saying thank you and keep working. That's pretty much the main things I'm going to keep doing. But we'll get there and then we'll see what happens and try to make some adjustments. But I wanted to do a video. I did win the BFL on Kerr Lake, Bugs Island, whatever you want to call it. I did win it, and I'm super excited and super thankful for that win. Again, my bait, spinner bait, Omega Custom Tackle, Genesis, 1/2 ounce. Threw it all day. Switched up to a couple things, made a couple adjustments that you have to do, but in essence, if I had to pick one, and let's say for 5 hours out of 8, I threw the spinner bait. I did throw the chatterbait around, vibrating jig around for a while, and I did throw around the wacky rig for a while. I did throw around the bull shaft for a while. I did switch up to a couple different things, trying to, based on the conditions in that particular moment, I would pick up something for that moment. I threw a top water. I mean, my boater, he caught one on the top water. So I did switch up to a couple different things. Again, the other bait I threw was the X-Zone Lures, the Swammer, guys. It's the Swammer. I threw it. It was a snow white color. Snow white color. One point in the day, when the bites did slow down, I did dye the tail of this chartreuse, though. I did somehow that seems to work quite a bit when you dye white chartreuse. I don't care. It worked. It got me a couple fish to keep the day fun, right? To keep some fish coming in the boat. One of them could have been a good one, you know, but it didn't end up being that way. But that's what I ended up doing. I ended up getting this, so you guys can see, champion Shenandoah Division, Kerr Lake 2021. Your boy, Bass and Furious. Yes, come on, guys. Come on, guys. A super. Oh man, guys, I can't even put it into words how excited I am. The only thing is, my tone really doesn't change. It doesn't go up or down, you know, but I'm super excited. But it does when you see me catch some fish. But lately, I've been putting in a lot of work on some different bodies of water, trying to understand, again, my big thing, fish movements, and just trying to get better. And then you guys will be like, well, dude, you just won the BFL. That means nothing. That means nothing in the scope of getting better. I won this tournament, but guess what? There's more tournaments. I can't just be like, can't hang your hat on this and be like, I guess I'm the best fisherman in the world now. I'm going to retire. Like, no, the work still keeps going. I still got to keep working. I still got things to learn. As good as I am, as I thought I was at skipping a Senko underneath the dock, I got better in this past week at skipping underneath the dock because I've been able to get it more accurate and targeted with my cast and get it in between those two. Instead of going for the opening in the middle, get it in between. You can always improve. And I want you guys to understand that if there's one thing I'm going to always tell you, you can always improve. Even you take somebody like Michael Jordan, one of these great basketball players, Ronaldo, one of these great players, soccer, whatever the case may be. These dudes why do they still go to the gym? If they're the greatest at their sport, why do they still go to the gym? Why do they still show up to practice? What's the point, right? If they're the greatest, if you're Kobe Bryant, you're the greatest basketball player in the world. If you're Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player in the world, why do you still go to the gym? Why do you lift weights? Why do you still shoot free throws if you're the best? There's a reason why, because you can be better. You can always be better. It doesn't matter. Whatever sport, whatever hobby, whatever, if you're a public speaker, if you're an author, you can always be better, and you always need to work and try to get better and better and better and put in your time. Enjoy your victories. Enjoy your struggles. Enjoy your learning moments. But keep on going. Keep on learning. Keep on pushing. And when you retire, then clearly you can just retire and shut it down. But until then, keep working. This is literally my first event, my first tournament I ever won. You really think this is going to be like, we going to keep going. Okay, we got some more work to do. It's basically almost, you look at this like the beginning. We're still working. We still working. We still can get better. There's some things that I learned that day about even hooking fish on a spinnerbait. You guys remember, I told you I lost one, right off the bat. That could have cost me, right? If I didn't get another one later to replace it, that could have cost me. That's the difference between winning this tournament and going home with a second or third or fifth or 19th place. That could have hurt bad. I was able to regroup, keep my head together, and regroup and get another fish in there. But that could have cost me. So that's something I can work on. Why did he not get in the boat? I just went fishing a week 3 or 4 days ago, before I'm making this video, lost another one on a spinnerbait, fishing this rock wall, just going. The fish got me. I swung, okay. I thought he was coming. I saw him come up to the surface. I let him come up to the surface. I wanted to slow down. I was gonna try to reach in there and see if I could grab him. He ends up spitting and going back down. If that's a tournament, again, that's the same thing. You guys, the difference between 12 pounds and 10 pounds is these fish I'm losing on the spinnerbait. So you guys notice I started my day with a trailer hook. I didn't say anything about this. I'm saying it now. I started the day with a trailer hook on my spinnerbait. As the day kept going, I didn't use the trailer hook anymore. It kept filing up on the back of this thing. It kept, like, I'd make a perfect cast right past where I needed to get it to. I'd reel it out past where I thought the fish might be, and I would see that my tail would be up in here like this around the trailer hook, and I'm like, that's why I didn't get bit. And then I fix it and I come back through, bow. I'm like, so I was like, scratch the trailer hook. But I've never fished a spinnerbait without a trailer hook. I don't do that. And that's why I feel like I lost fish without the trailer hook. But I have people, I swear to you, they tell you that they never put a trailer hook on because the trailer hook hangs up too much and it gets stuck too much. So I've got to learn how to catch them without the trailer hook because I did not like the trailer hook messing me up on my cast. So again, I just learned that this week. Matter of fact, I'll keep it going since I've been this way the whole video. I have never tuned a spinnerbait either. That's okay. I've never tuned a spinnerbait in my life. I've never tuned it. I tried to. I thought I knew what I was doing. I've never tuned it. So when I caught that big one, that 3 and some change, and he yanked me and I had to get him up, when I got the spinnerbait, it was a little bit crooked. So I tried to tune it myself. It was still running crooked. And I'm like, in tune it, I'm like, tune it. So what does that mean? It needs to turn right to go left, like out of Cars movie, right? Like Lightning McQueen. I'm just confused. So I'm trying to learn how to tune it on the water while I'm at Kerr. I'm tuning the spinnerbait. Again, guys, I've never proclaimed to be the best fisherman in the world. I just know what I'm doing when I get to certain places and I know how to catch fish. I ain't saying I'm an expert on tackle and all this stuff. I'm learning stuff. So I didn't know you could crimp it down to make it run tighter and smoother. You bend the wire to the right to make it, or left to make it go. So much stuff in there, but I did learn it that day and I got better at it and my bait was running straight and I was able to put fish in the boat. But when I first started the day, it was tuned and it was ready to go. I just had to retune it throughout the day, and I learned some stuff that day on how to tune it. And the good thing about this spinnerbait, it does have a clevis thing right here, quick change clevis, where I can change this blade out. I never did need to that day, but that's just something to keep in mind. So be sure to check this out, guys. This is Omega Custom Tackle Genesis. Again, I ain't trying to hype you up. It just let this hype you up, all right? Let this hype you up. If you got any doubts in your brain, let this hype you up. It's a bigger profile bait. These blades on this thing is big. When it's coming through the water, it's putting off some serious kick, paired with your favorite trailer. And I talked to probably 10 people that fished the same lake that I fished the same day that I fished that lake, and they all said they either were thinking about throwing a spinnerbait or didn't throw a spinnerbait, or they threw a spinnerbait and didn't get any bites on it, so they switched to something else. So you ask yourself why they threw it and didn't get any bites. I saw 2 people in front of me fishing. Both of them had spinnerbaits tied on. Neither one of them caught a single fish, and I caught my whole limit. You tell me what's the difference there. 2 different strangers throwing spinnerbaits, me coming behind them throwing a spinnerbait, and I end up cashing a check, a really good check, and winning the tournament. You do the math, okay? This ain't me trying to hype you up. This ain't me trying to gas you up. Now, the other part I know you guys are asking, where's the footage at? Where's the footage? Where's the footage? I did not film that day, and I'm choosing to not film these tournaments. One, out of respect for the boaters, I'm not trying to show their stuff. I know I can change the angles and all that, but I don't even want to have that conversation. I don't even want to go down that route. When it's a tournament morning, I just want to focus on tournament. Yes, I should be able to do both. I'm not trying to. So if you guys are looking for tournament videos in the BFLs, for me, they're not coming. I'm not making any in the BFLs. I'm not. Now, when I fish derbies out of my boat, I will. I always have the camera running. I always have my YOLO tech. I always have it on. It's in the back. I got some really great clips of all my tournaments out of my boat because I don't care showing where I'm going in my boat. That's cool. But in the BFLs, I'm not cutting it on. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do it. Day of, evening of, yes, I will do that. That's cool. And I may try to get some clip on my phone of just me showing them on the water, some pictures or something, but I'm not gonna film the actual tournament BFLs. I'm not gonna do that. It's just not gonna happen. Sorry, I apologize right now, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm just, when I get there, I'm just focusing on fishing and catching fish. That's it. Just focus on fish, catching fish. Now, if I had the cameras running this day when I get my boater on to talk to you guys, You guys would die laughing at this. It was hilarious. The whole day was hilarious. It was funny. We had a really good time out there. It was fun. But yeah, so it was pretty funny. But so I'm very sorry I did not record this. He even looked at me and was like, dude, we should probably be recording. I'm like, yeah, no, because I mean, nah, I'm not gonna do it. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I got more stuff. You guys know I always say I got more videos coming, more tips and tricks. I'm got some more tips and tricks. The one thing I did say for the whole deal, guys, is finally, the day has come that Bass and Furious is gonna have some merch. There is some sayings that I say when I'm on the water, some different things that I do, and I'm gonna bring that stuff to you guys in the form of some shirts and maybe a hat. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna give you guys. I'm gonna have some. I'm gonna start to put it out there a little bit, and then I'm gonna see if you guys want to grab some of this stuff. Some of it's just general sayings, so you can wear it. It looks like it's fishing related, and it definitely came from a fishing concept, but you can wear it and it relates to everything. You guys know I do that a lot. I like to relate a lot of stuff to a lot of stuff. But I got some merch coming, so I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. I appreciate you guys tuning in, the subscribe, the likes, everything. It's awesome. You guys are great, and I appreciate each and every one of you for watching this channel. As always, guys, it's Bass and Furious. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Be sure, OmegaCustomTackle.com. Check it out. Get you some Omega Custom Tackle. They got vibrating jigs, spinner baits, finesse jigs, you name it, buzz baits. It don't matter. Whatever it is that you need, be sure to check out Omega Custom Tackle. Go to their Facebook page. Go to their Instagram page. Comment, like, let them know that Bass and Furious sent you here to the page, and that you're here to check out some of the stuff, guys. All right, I appreciate that. I will catch you guys on the next one. But we did it, guys. Did it. Yes, man. Oh boy, I'm so happy, guys. I'm so happy. I won the Kerr Lake BFL. Next up is Smith Mountain Lake. Stay tuned. I'll come back to you. I'll let you guys know how that's going. But as always, peace. Catch you guys on the